Hey guys, welcome to our review of the final episode of The Last of Us on HBO and the series season 1 as a whole. This particular episode, number 9, called Look for the Light. And so I guess I will start by saying, hey, we've another great episode done with really good moments adapted from the video game and in good ways. And we really have been loving the fact that it is, sticking to the source material and not trying to do the Halo stuff. That is something that they can be praised over. I think this is a really good episode. However, I have the same problems that we have been bringing up here on this show. We called it a long, long time ago with pacing, and now even more apparent since this was the last one, the lack of infected. So these are my two big, other than these two, I think, hey, man, you did the thing well. And I'm curious how people who have not played the game are reacting to that ending. Are they like, what the fuck was that? How dare you end that way? Or are they like, this is a question. Interesting. They're pondering. Did Joel do the right thing? Did he do the wrong thing? That's how the video game, so mass audiences, do they feel it was effective or not? So I guess we will only just find out. Maybe in the comments down below, you'll let us know if you haven't played the game. But I thought overall well done. But obviously in this episode review, we are going to be talking a lot about what our fears were for the season by the end and whether those fears were confirmed or not. But this has obviously one of the biggest moments in the video games when Joel essentially they complete their quest. They complete the escort quests, getting to the Fireflies. Turns out that the Fireflies aren't just going to simply extract blood like Ellie was talking about earlier. No, that shit is in her brain, and they're going to fucking kill her.
Yep.
Okay? And it's Marlene who, is arguably, as close to family as, not as Joel, but, knows her mother, knows who she is, kind of knew her from birth. And so it's even sad for her too, but she's like, look, this is our chance at potentially curing the infection. Even though in the video game, it's not as apparent here in the TV series. That's why I think I like the video game. I was hoping that they would make mention because it adds context to this operation that the previous 11, operations have failed. And somehow this 12th is just going to work, right? That's what they believe. That's what the Fireflies believe. And, so they think that by sacrificing Ellie, we can save humanity. And at this point, Joel is like, thinking that no, that I have grown an emotional attachment. Is my daughter? Is at this point he's thinking is my daughter's replacement, and there's some selfish motivation there. But at the same time, motherfuckers didn't give her a choice. So there's all these fucking plot points that are in here that people can take either sides on. And we'll talk at the end which side we believe. Do you think Joel was right? Do you think he's wrong? But it ends with, Joel essentially going on this awesome murdering spree in order to save the one he loves in his brain, right? And in actuality, from death. Saves her, makes up some lies about why he did it, what happened. She says, swear to me that that's the truth. And
I swear.
I swear. She goes, you could see it in her face that she doesn't really, believe him, but she kind of convinces herself to believe him so that their relationship can continue. And she says, okay. Boom, smash to black. So I'm wondering how people are like, what? That's it? And, or if they felt like the pacing, it's like, as a video game player, there's like a huge section missing from this episode that I was hoping that they would do. Because more and more we've had the criticism, where's the infected? Where are the infected at?
What do you need a cure for?
Wait, what do you need a cure for?
Yeah.
It seems like humanity is fine. I mean, it's obviously fucked up, but
Kansas City wasn't going to survive with a fucking cure, so it's like Boston's fine. Utah,
and it's the way it's depicted, right? If it was depicted in a different way, more dangerous, then you would feel that side of the argument even stronger. So that's a criticism I have, but I still think overall a great episode and a fantastic adaptation of a video game into a television series, and we can talk about all that. But what did you guys think
another
of
great
this
episode.
particular episode?
Yeah, another great episode. It stuck pretty close to the game because it's basically written for you, and it's the way it should have been done. Halo.
It is written.
Yeah. The beginning, did you like how Ellie gave birth to Ellie?
That was crazy, right? Ashley Johnson herself, the pregnant woman. If you don't know, if you didn't play the game, it's like she almost even kind of looks like Bella Ramsey too, like a Bella Ramsey mom look.
A little bit.
But that was the original Ellie voice actress.
No, I did like it, but again, it didn't feel like there was tension in the world, like besides the Fireflies. That's the only threat that we really had in this episode. I wish we had like some more clickers.
Yeah,
I thought they didn't use a suit. They spent so much fucking money.
We talked about it too.
I was like, all right, just
you
show it one more
$14 million, or what was the fucking thing? $500,000.
Like, use
$14
a
million an
suit.
episode.
Come on. You have it. We know you have it.
Stop it.
Yeah, and again,
don't lie to us.
And again, I feel like it's kind of rushed. And I do sort of believe the connection between Ellie and Joel, but it just feels a little too rushed. I wish it would like done more in the episodes to make me believe they were getting more long.
Yeah. Do you think that this is because you and I gave the video game a 10 out of 10 and we played it all the way through?
Yes.
If you had the context of not playing the game, you had no context, would we feel it being as rushed as it is?
I think so.
You think
I think
still feel it?
kind of feel it.
Okay.
That's but that's me.
Yeah, and they started the episode in a really good spot. Like, you can clearly see that Joel is now in dad mode, right? Like, he's seen that Ellie is no longer cargo, and she's also been damaged. She's went through something absolutely like horrifying, and he knows it. And so he's more personable. He's trying to open up. He's talking to her and talking about like all these other things. And then she's just not hearing him. She's off into space, and he can sense that. And so they have a lot of really, really important and great conversations where, Joel is kind of explaining where his scar came from. There's a lot of really good stuff here. The giraffe scene was great, showing that there can be, beauty in this horrifying world.
Straight from the game.
But this is one of the shortest episodes, if not the shortest episode of the series.
43 minutes long, with 1 minute of credits, so it's 42 minutes.
Yeah, and then the stuff in the beginning where, I don't know if that includes the stuff that I say there.
The prior.
So it just seems you spend more time with the characters because, like, the scenes with Pedro and Bella, and they're talking about, Sarah and how he used to take he wanted to take his life. Yeah. That's a powerful scene. You know how many of those we could have had in this episode to really drive home that this you set all these things up, and what happened was we just kind of rushed through it in 30 minutes because we had the great stuff in the beginning. I really liked seeing Ashley Johnson as Ellie's mom and this whole interaction.
We rushed through it in 15 minutes because you have to cut down the 40 minutes in half, right? 20 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
And so there's so much stuff that we just seem like we're rushing through, and I just don't understand why.
I don't.
And understand. Even if someone who's never played the game and this is the first time, just asking them the question is like, wouldn't it have been better had we gotten more of these great scenes? Wasn't there lots of opportunity to have more of these great scenes? And I think every single one of them goes, yes.
Yes.
And it's not that it needs to be gratuitous and it's pulling at our heartstrings.
I wish somebody would ask the producers and the writers because I think they would say yes too.
Yeah, I think they probably no, this is the story we wanted to tell. This is how we told it, and it's it's just like
limitations.
It's limitations that are self-imposed.
Here's my opinion is that this needed to be 2 episodes, and there's a perfect setup for it because this thing lacked complete infection action, and I'm sorry. But yes, The Last of Us is based off the interpersonal relations between the human characters. But guess what also make the game successful? The other part. Zombie shooting. Okay? Infected shooting. Clickers. Combat. And it seems as if this series thinks, let's just do the Cliff Notes. We're just going to take all the cutscenes from the game, smash them together, and go. Yeah, but you have an opportunity here to expand on that, to give us some of the in between, to give us some of the action and combat. They didn't do that. I mean, a little bit in episode 6, right, with the big rush and the bloater and shit. But, again, that was kind of one of the, I didn't like the way it was choreographed and things like that. So, I don't know. I guess maybe they had a little weaker crew on the action side of things. I think they should have been 2 episodes. Here's what you could have done. You remember that famous subway sequence under the ground where Ellie and Joel are now like fucking working as a team. They're like fully comfortable with each other. It's just boom, boom, and people would speed run it. People would do cool stuff with it. And we could have seen something like that that could set up like that cliffhanger ending, like that they start fighting and then they get into trouble and then it ends right there. And then part 2 of this last episode could, at the beginning, more action, resolving that action and finally getting free. And even though they just conquered it and they're feeling good, and at first they'll be like, oh, man. But then that kind of feeling sets back into Ellie that, it's like something's wrong. Obviously, she's already experiencing this kind of separate feeling. I saw some criticism that said that it's like, why did Ellie all kind of automatically seem rude to Joel or something? It's like, bro, she just went through this thing with David. Obviously, she's not going to be the normal chipper Ellie. Anyways, oh shit, I got off track. So, fuck. But you know what I mean. The tunnel scene, the clickers and everything. So add some more to this. Make it a 2-parter, essentially. And there's several ways that you could have done it, but that's one particular way. And it would have helped develop, continuing to develop the relationship and add some of the danger that this world needs. Because by the end, I'm sorry, the danger is lackluster on what was depicted in comparison to the game and even in comparison to the idea that the TV show puts forth. In fact, the TV shows infected, I believe, are shown to be more dangerous than the ones in the video game. Other than the spores, because that shit is OP, because you just breathe that in and you're done.
Yeah. Well, now we have the trails.
Ground
there's
network.
Nothing now.
Network.
Yeah.
Didn't matter at all.
Exactly. It didn't matter.
One cutscene, even though it was a great cutscene showing 15 years ago, 14 years ago when Ellie's born, and showing one infected is not enough, because people are like, well, you did get your one scene, but the problem is it
wasn't.
Yeah, it's the tension of this world and the whole point and of the discussion of this episode. That's still like in the after credits they were talking about how this one decision, whether it was a good idea or a bad idea, and how it's still like an ongoing. And I think this episode actually takes away from that conversation, because if the world is so much fucking safer than it is in the game, in the TV show, then it becomes more weighted on one side, that it's like, why do we need a cure? You're either getting ripped in half because your entire city and no cure is saving you there, or the world just feels completely and totally safe. You can trek halfway across the world of the country and you don't run into a whole lot.
Yeah, and why do you need to kill her off? That's a criticism from the game. I've always held that belief that there's no reason to kill Ellie, and take that shit from her, because the whole thing for me is like, okay, well, you just kind of proved that from a birth here that the next generation could potentially be immune, and then could you what if Ellie then had children? Does Ellie's children also immune? These are kinds of things that you needed to explore. You didn't need to fucking kill Ellie. We'll get there. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But as far as the scenes, let's talk about the scenes that were depicted here that were good. Alex, what was some of the good parts in this one?
Like I said before, I think one of the most powerful ones is where he's talking about where he got the scar, because earlier in the season he's like, someone shot at me and I shot back, and I also shot, and then we missed. That was a really powerful scene. So it's just like, it's not a time wasn't the thing that healed all wounds. It was this interaction that he had with Ellie, that it was the thing that was kind of missing in his life. It gave him purpose.
Tried shooting himself. That's how he got it.
And
it's like, and she's like, time heals all wounds. And he goes, and it's a nice line. He goes, time didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's because you did. Ellie. So this is Pedro and Bella. They're doing a great job.
Yes.
I say especially Pedro. Now the way that so obviously they knock him out, and they take him away. And when he wakes up, you would tell motherfuckers pissed, "Where's Ellie?" You know, and this is depicted well. And he goes on a motherfucking shooting spree. But the way the show depicts it, it's definitely pushing the bad guy Joel element. You know, the way, because obviously the way it's shot, the way it's directed, I feel like they were like, Joel's a bad guy, right? And from a certain perspective, because they want to get that conversation going. It's, well, you also kidnapped a child and you're going to murder her and you didn't even ask her whether she, that's another thing. It's like, if you'd have just asked Ellie in public in front of Joel and Ellie makes the decision, yes, I would like to sacrifice myself for all of humanity,
They want you to have
then
that
Joel
Exactly.
would be like, oh fuck, okay, I gotta support it,
no,
we
I
can
get
have an emotional moment. But it's video game, it's this, we have this thing here, but you know, just yeah. It was just, you know, so they depict it pretty brutally. Though I do think that the first guy, at least in the video, I'm Angry Joe. I'm gonna talk about the video game. God damn it, motherfucking Joe's like pop 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 pop. Like, where is he? He's still shooting the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that shit. And here he's just like,
I don't have
I got time for this
Pop.
shit. Boom. Like, no, you got time.
Upstairs.
We don't have time. There's
Figure
only
out-
5 minutes left of this episode for no reason.
That's what I felt
we
like
don't
he
have
was
time.
talking about, right? Anyways, so yeah, he murders a bunch of people, gets to the doctor's room, and here I was like, okay, here we go. They're gonna set up part 2, because you know, before it wasn't immediately clear that by killing this doctor person, you're actually sealing your fate, and it's gonna blow up in your face later on. The camera does linger on
The
the
nurses.
doctor on the ground with his head, you know, bullet in his. I'm surprised he didn't kill the doctor ladies, but I'm like, okay,
They
I
need to
think
tell
the
the
TV
story.
show even at that point would know, okay, we're pushing the bad guy Joel thing a little too far if he just murders them for no reason. 'Cause they had their hands up the whole time. But yes, there was a guy with a gun that put his hands up, and Joel just goes, "Pop!"
Yeah,
It's
I was
because
like, oh,
if Joel
shit.
turns around, the threat is still there. He can pick up the gun. But these nurses ain't got, you know, they're women. They ain't got nothing. They seem to be surrendering. And by the way, I just saw this. I had no idea Abby is in this scene. Did you know Abby is here? Yep. Joe, one of the nurses, Abby's voice actress.
Oh,
Not-
okay.
not
I thought
Abby,
like
the
she was like
character.
in the table or something. I was like,
Yeah,
what? I
yeah.
didn't see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's sitting on the ground, like
Yeah.
doing something, gets
No.
blood.
Laura
Oh,
Bailey
yeah.
is one of the nurses who plays Abby in part 2. You know, and we don't have a problem with Abby. It's just the way that she's introduced. And I actually enjoyed Abby's gameplay of
So
beating
good.
fucking ass.
This is running
Beating
around.
ass. They better have that shit where we're just like punching zombies'
go
heads
flying.
off into and then the flying punch in part 2. We'll see if they do that or not, if they got the balls. But anyway, so yeah, like. So I think well done, and then obviously the final confrontation is between him and Marlene and the
It's pretty
Firefly's
spot
leader.
on.
She's trying to appeal to him one last time because honestly they're on somewhat friendly terms, and she thinks that she can appeal to him, but she does not realize what state of mind the motherfucker is in. You do not take away. You got a gun. I got my daughter here. And you're trying to kill her.
I already lost one. I'm not gonna
I'm
lose
not
another
gonna
one.
lose this one. And so she presses the issue and pop! You know, surprise gun.
Nope,
From
you're gonna chase me.
Not only
gotta get
that,
rid of it.
yeah, not only that, but then I know I saw people making a comment. She's defenseless, unarmed. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? She just tried to kill the whole fucking place.
Defenseless, unarmed, yeah.
Defenseless, unarmed.
Yeah,
No,
until
he knows that she's not gonna stop. She's gonna
Joel
keep
was
it.
defenseless and unarmed when they were escorting him to the highway.
Right.
You fucking imbeciles.
Fucking
Like,
idiots.
it turns out people that don't have guns right now can get them later on.
Yeah.
And when you've done something that
Or
warrants you getting
just
murdered.
had them seconds ago.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh.
So she's like, pop, 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 and then it falls out of her hand. She's defenseless. She's defenseless. Like, what? Okay, well, I understand. You know, they're just trying to strengthen their end of the argument. This is Joel wrong? Is Joel right thing? Towards the end, and we'll talk about that later. But in the show, I think, you know, other than the pacing, it was well depicted, well acted. I think the emotions still come through. The moral ambiguity comes through. The the clear motivations for each character and why they're doing what they're doing comes through, and it makes for an interesting discussion. This is why The Last of Us 1 is revered. This is why, it's yet another creative choice that got people talking at the end. Mm-hmm. And they do that when they go back to a place that's, happy time, everything's fine, and
It's just everywhere.
it's, yeah. I think there's infected somewhere. Not here, but somewhere. Anyways,
Missouri.
smash to black, and then that's the end of the episode. So let's go final verdicts on just episode 9.
Just episode 9. I really liked it. I'll go with the 9. My little nitpicks and stuff is like, I wish they had more time. It did feel rushed.
Yeah.
I wanted them to kind of like see some more clickers, give me the horror element, kind of give like some more weight.
Get that final battle under the ground.
Yeah, get some more weight behind Ellie's decisions. Like, this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because like all this infected are here, and I need to save the world. But
Well, Ellie would never. Ellie didn't even know about that. Well, she does know about it, but she didn't know that they were going to kill her. So she.
Well, no, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But just give her some more. Like, this is why I need to do it because of all these infected and
Right.
clickers. But here, it's
Exactly.
just like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
It's like, well, why do you?
Oh,
really
you're just
wanna...
talking about the overall danger and all.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, really, like, why do you want to do it? Like, we really just fought evil guys.
But guys,
That's about
they're
it.
still fucking infected in the world. So I know it's lessened, but it's not completely gone.
I know,
is
that's what I'm
I'm
saying. That's
so
what I'm
she's
saying.
Gonna want.
Like, it's just a little nitpick
Yeah.
for me. Like, there's like no threat.
Yeah.
There's no danger. It doesn't seem like there's danger in the world
Mm-hmm.
in this episode or whatnot. So 9 though, still like the acting. Pedro's knocking it out of the park. I just wanted more scenes of them too.
Yes, sir, Alex.
I'm also going to go with a 9. I think that scene by scene, everything here is absolutely excellent. I think there's a lot of things missing, but if we're judging like what is here, and everything in the episode, there's a lot to like. I really liked the action sequences, the no bullshit. I'm just going to get what I want done. And it was some really, really powerful moments, and they've added some things that I think were kind of interesting to flesh out some of the characters.
Like Ashley Johnson as the
that was really nice to see more of this information. I was really upset that they didn't cover up the baby's ears. I mean, you have one fucking job,
Right.
one job, and
baby.
Yeah, you gotta. But they didn't do any of that stuff. But I think that there's the really powerful stuff. The problem is it was just too damn short. When you have a season finale that's setting something up big that you've been setting up this entire time, and there's this major conflict, and you spend less than 30 minutes on the actual part itself, because a lot of it was chewed up by that flashback, right? So we've got 30 minutes for a series. Well, it's not a series, a season finale. It's just too damn
And
short.
then you break that in half because you have the walking section and then them talking, Ellie, and then the capture section and then the rescue section.
Yeah, it's just like they were running through it, and I don't think that they need to. And so like it's only it's like I'm only taking off 1 point for it. But
I'm gonna be harsher, and that's just I just cannot shake the feeling that it's that it's like all the cutscenes slant, or like a Cliff Notes version of the story. And I feel so I agree with you all the pacing. I wanted this to be 2 episodes. It deserved to be 2 episodes. It deserved to be a 10 out of 10. HBO have convictions. You're gonna greenlight the show. Fucking do it. Right. Let them tell the story they need to tell in that time. If it was the writers that is this decision, and HBO's like, we want 12, and they're like, no, 7. It's like, what? Then that's the writer's fault. And so I got to dock some points for that. But I will admit, very, very strong adaptation. So I'm going to go an 8 out of 10 on this. And whereas I can give an episode like, the Left Behind DLC a 10 out of 10, it's because that had sufficient time. That's like the entire time. That's all you needed is 1 episode. It's told perfectly. You got your backstory. You got everything. And people are mad at it because it took time away. It's like, it didn't take time away. The fucking writers didn't give enough time to these other 2. And this episode definitely needed some more time. So, 1 point for that pacing and 1 point for that lack of infection, removing such a badass battle. And it would have played right in. It's like, hey, you got all these fucking, you're proud of your special effects, you're proud of your practical effects, and we don't get a final confrontation and not just that, but a story purposed one where the two are working together, but if you could, before they get captured, just whatever, however you want to do it in the show, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But it's still one of the best, even after all this, it is still one of the best adaptations. We are totally allowed to say, hey, the pacing's off, this and danger's not there, but goddamn, this is it done right, okay? Halo, that's not it done right. This, done right. Lord of the Rings, Amazon, not done right. This is done right, right? Blood Rain, you can go way back in history. You can go fucking Dead or Alive, out of all those ridiculous ones. Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li, all this bullshit.
I was like, wait, Street Fighter's measy. Come on.
Not that one. I like that one. But anyway, so this, ranks up there quite a bit. So 8 out of 10. Let's go with series verdicts, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the episode, and then the final question: where do us three land on Joel's decision? I think you probably already know, but let's talk about season 1. Joe, what would you give overall? We have 9 episodes here, and remember, this is not a fucking mathematical average of all of our scores put together.
No,
in fact, we change scores all the time within the season as it plays out. How did it end up for you?
I want to give it a 9 because it's like so good, and the characters did a great job. But I'm probably gonna have to go with an 8 overall because there's some episodes that kind of like the Kathleen stuff and some of the stuff that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot of times to Kathleen where we could have probably put to something.
I felt like that's the major gripes that we all have. This series just felt so rushed. It was super rushed. And the lack of a threat in the world.
For all that money spent, yeah.
Yeah. The lack of threat, some of the pacing, and... 8.
Okay.
I'm going to go with an 8.
Yeah, I also want to give it a 9, but then I want to because I think it's done really, really well. But then I start going back and I'm trying to remember all the different episodes. They absolutely rushed through Tessa's shit. I still don't like how they rushed through Tessa's shit. We got no emotional send off for something that should have been the only reason that Joel does what he does throughout this whole entire season is because of the Tess, and it starts everything going.
And it's done about as fast as the video game. But the thing is, this is not the video game. This is a multiple hour long series.
Yeah, and so we rushed through Tessa's stuff. I didn't appreciate it.
Don't rush to that.
We added a lot of time with Bill, and I thought that episode was a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 10 out of 10. But now looking back on the series,
now in the context,
and then it's like, man,
it's like, damn,
I
man.
want to watch that separately. That it's its own thing. But as far as like how it relates to the rest of the series, it's like
other than 12 episode season, sure,
it's one letter. It's just one letter that we got, and then that's what ended up happening. Episode 4 is garbage. That whole thing trying to flesh out like there are no bad people in the world. There are only people who think themselves as it was terrible. 4 is
because
really
they
bad.
were trying to set up kids die all the time.
Yeah. And then 5 was not very good. I think the Henry stuff was really solid when that was happening, but honestly, that weird action sequence that took away the threat of infected, it felt like that scene sucked all of the infected out of the rest of the season. And so looking back on it, it's like, man, I didn't even like that scene all that much. There were some cool parts to it, but we needed more sprinklings throughout.
And this is the one where we got our infected payoff, and we're like, this is the infected payoff?
Kathleen gets it. Like, no. So I think I'm going to go with an 8. And, I would give the Last of Us 1 a 10 out of 10. I got to play it entirely myself. I got to watch someone play it. And I loved it both times. And I just think that it's hard to take away that bias and that exposure. But it's like when you see something else that can spend more time. And then it seems like they chose not to spend the appropriate amount of time. And I'm not one of those people that's like, well, we should have cut all these other storylines so we had more time. It's like, there's just more time. Apparently, HBO wants you on their service all the more. And so we could have just made the episodes longer. So it's like, I'm not one of those people that you have to cut all the other stuff. There is sufficient time to tell the story that they wanted to. Yeah. And I just don't think that they did as good as a job as this video game.
100% with you guys. Between 9 and 10. Before we started talking about it just now, I was going to end up at a 9. But after talking about it and realizing that I want to do some tough love, it is tough love, and in comparison to a lot of the other shit that's adapted, I mean, this can reach 10 out of 10.
Oh, for sure.
Right? But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And for all the reasons. I don't need to repeat what they said. That's all the reasons that I have. I will say that, God damn, man, this series started at a motherfucking 10 out of 10. This series started strong as fuck, and in my opinion, although it was strong at fuck, it kind of wavered a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, towards the end, it kind of tapered off. And due to maybe just not having enough time, maybe not having enough budget, I'm not exactly sure why they did it like that, but it couldn't quite reach the high consistency of that first part, right? It does in moments, and then it does a good job of landing, of their landing. But not that amazing, we're taking time, we're going to do this thing, at that 10 out of 10 level that we did, because I gave both episodes, 9 and 10, but then I changed it to 10 and 10, those first 2 episodes. So 8 out of 10 overall, and that's solid, badass seal of approval, one of the best adaptations. But because the video game does exist, it has to be compared and stuff, at least in my mind, because I've watched and played both. Okay, let's then get into a little bit of discussion. Oh, and plus they're kind of, they're setting up all these themes for part 2. They're kind of teasing a lot of that. So we're 100% getting part 2. And here's the annoying part, is that there were rumors that they're going to take part 2 and break that into two seasons. And it's like, really? That's the one that needs one season. The season 1 is the one that needed to be broken into
especially
2
when you have an amazing cast.
Yeah,
with
like
Pedro.
this. And now you're just gonna get rid of the amazing cast and replace these assholes. They replace the characters that I love with the characters that I don't love, and they're dead. They're dead and gone and dead. From the same fucking rant that I made last time. I don't know if we're gonna go through this all over again, but anyways. So we have that to look forward to. I don't know, and potentially maybe 2 years. I'm not sure how long it's going to take them to produce, but they got a lot of work ahead of them, and they know it's going to happen because it was successful this time around. So, anyways, let's get to the question here. Joe, did Joel do the right thing?
No.
No, he didn't. You're a fucking liar. You don't think he did the right thing?
He had a job. He was supposed to do it. He promised tests. He didn't do it.
Stop laughing, man. If that's right. Okay, wow. I didn't expect that. Okay. I'm like, no. What Joel did is fucking right. If you don't fucking give Ellie a chance to make her own fucking decision, fuck you. You're going to try to kill her, I'm going to try to kill you. And yes, my brain is, she's my daughter now. I'm going to protect my daughter, and it's selfish. But yeah, it's also the right thing to do. The right thing to do is fucking tell Ellie. Give her the chance, So that's why I was like, no, Joel did the right thing. I don't give a fuck. All those people standing in the way, you already have blood on your hands. You already killed 11 other kids. You're trying to kill the 12th kid with Ellie. No, absolutely not. This world sucks anyway. Humanity had its chance. Fuck them. All right, Alex, did he do the right thing?
I don't think there's a right choice
don't do it, Alex. God damn it.
I'm the opposite.
No, it's like, I'm serious. Like, I don't think there is a right choice in this situation. If you're given an impossible situation,
that's the right answer.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think it takes I think you have to be an incredibly naive person or a child to assume that if the Fireflies are successful and they can extract the cordyceps from her brain and create a cure, like Neil says, not in the game, in interviews, he has said that it would be 100% be successful if they removed her brain. That is what Neil said. Like, and he's the writer; he gets to make that.
I never knew he said that.
Yeah,
I don't think he said that.
He did.
That's doing a disservice to his own material if he's like 100% it would have been successful.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's fucked up.
And so
you have to leave that ambiguity so that fans can have this discussion.
Yeah, the issue is you're giving the cure to an organization that wants to go at war with a fascist government. They're not going to give the cure to anyone. You can't get stuff across the country. You can't even get a little girl across the country. Logistically speaking, there is no cure. Logistically speaking,
so you're with us.
Yeah, I am 100% with you.
Joel was right.
I do think that Joel made the correct decision, because I think Joel is the cynic and Ellie is the optimist, and like that's the thing thing is, and I'm definitely the cynic, right? There is no infrastructure within the United States as exists now to get a cure to anyone. One, a cure doesn't stop you from being ripped apart in the fucking first place, or shot by Fedra, or blown up by the Fireflies. The Fireflies are not good people. They blow up things because they represent like anarchy.
Like all of a sudden they're going to become
altruistic.
I'm
going to save the whole world. It's like, no, you're not.
You're going to get even worse.
What you're going to do is our people are immune unless you join us. I'm not giving you the fucking cure. And so it's like Joel knows the world. He's existed in 20 years in a way that Ellie cannot even fathom. Yeah. And because he knows the world, he knows that the cure is not going out the way it is. Yeah. And I think that you honestly have to be a child like Ellie, or incredibly naive grown-up like some of the people on the internet to go, she should have been killed and it would have cured everyone.
Joel is a villain, and look at how he murders people, and so Joel is wrong, and he's just selfish, and let Ellie die the way she wants to die.
I do think Joel is 100% selfish.
No, he can be both.
Yeah,
he's definitely
and he
both.
did a bunch of super evil shit, and that's what's kind of beautiful about the ending of the game. It's why I played it and loved it, and I watched it and loved it, because it's like, this is so cool the way that they set everything up. The problem I have is after it goes to black is when we move on to the next story. It's like, I think Last of Us 1, the way that it ends and how you can actually argue one way or the other, it's great. And then it's just, there's a major step down in the overall storytelling from 1 to 2. And I think that they're setting some of that stuff up here at the end of this one to try to make it more easy and digestible. And I don't know.
So, if she's truly special, wouldn't the best thing to do is to have her give birth to several children and see if she can pass the immunity down to the next generation through, I don't know, biological means, and study how that works? The brain fucking just ripping her brain out is absolutely...
We don't have time to wait.
not a tried and, tested method. Yeah. It's a 100% death sentence for the most valuable person on earth that's going to fucking do this. You have no idea whether it's going to work or not, because my interpretation of it and everything that you've seen in the game, besides this interview that I definitely want to see afterwards because I don't believe it, fuck Neil Druckmann for doing that, there's no proof. That's the whole thing about it. It's like, we have to take this chance. We don't know. We have to do it. Yes, 11 others was unsuccessful. We have to do it. That's that whole side. If it's now, no, it automatically works. It's like, no, then you're doing it. No, fuck that. Anyways, but, you have... And then you have other people that make the argument. I have one here that says, no, absolutely. I still feel the same way at the end of the show when I finished the game 10 years ago. Joel is selfish and wrong. No one can change my mind. He brutally murdered a bunch of Fireflies for a single person. He is evil. That may be the breakthrough for a cure, despite previous attempts that are unsuccessful. It could still be successful. His selfish needs to fulfill the vacant daughter and Ellie, even if he has abandoned hope of saving humanity. Those Fireflies he murdered, they may have been fathers and daughters and children, just like himself, yet he slaughtered them in cold blood. Motherfucker.
I don't think you understand what cold blood means, because it's
the
most hot-blooded crime
they
that's ever
were gonna
existed.
Slaughter her.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and so what's funny is crazy is I agree with that statement. If that person also says the exact same thing about the Fireflies,
no, they don't.
Well, I know they don't, but it's like, yes, Joel is evil and selfish, and the Fireflies are evil and selfish, and that is the only way that, for me, the story is interesting, where you got two groups of assholes that are trying to either save or kill this girl, one for altruistic reasons and one for selfish reasons, and ultimately the one with the better gun skills wins. And I was using the gun in the game, so I won. And so it's like, that's how it played out. And so there is no right choice. Everyone's a dickhead, but...
And I disagree with this here. Like, the first part, it makes sense. Ellie could be the breakthrough, but again, we'll never know because of Joel's selfishness. Yes, that's why it's complex. Exactly. That's why it's interesting. However, not to mention that Marlene was probably more of a family member. She knew her mother, and she raised her. Motherfucking Marlene didn't raise her. She wasn't a part of her fucking life. It's just keeping her on lockdown so she can harvest her shit later. It's like, what the fuck? No. And then Joel iced her in cold blood.
You don't know what
Whatever,
cold blood
you
means.
seriously-
Like you have, like you go to this place. It's called Yahoo.com, and if you go to Yahoo and there's a little bar and you type in Google, and on Google you can look up what cold-blooded murder
In my
is.
you know, it's just because Ellie's immune doesn't mean that she's like the silver bullet. She could have been a dud. She could have been the 12th failure, right? Yeah. And so that's the thing that you have to understand. They were going to murder Ellie, and they didn't give her a choice. And instead, what did they do? They fucking drugged her. They fucking lied. They prepped essentially in surgery to kill her.
Both of the Fireflies and Joel.
All of that could have been avoided if they had just done the right thing and said it out up front.
Well, the Fireflies can't, right? The Fireflies can't and Joel can't, because Joel could not have asked her Ellie because he wouldn't have personally accepted what her answer was. Same with the Fireflies.
I think he could have. That's why I'm saying that, this little plot hole, but you need it for storytelling.
Oh, I don't think that if Joel had said...
If Ellie was like, yeah, no, we're doing it, you'd be like, no.
Yeah, I don't think he would have.
I'm not letting you do that.
The same way that I don't think the Fireflies, if she had said no, would have let her walk out of the building. And so I think both of them are just so, like, this is what's going to happen. It came down to who used their guns better.
Yeah.
Joel.
Yeah, and his knife. And he's dropped that gun. I'm going to take this gun. I'm going to drop that gun. I'm going to take this gun.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, that's I think we got it all.
Can't wait for season 2, part 1,
Except for that,
and season
you
2,
want to
part 2.
You want to know our opinion on that? Rewatch our The Last of Us Part 2 angry review. See the points that we made about the story there. And essentially, I'm wondering if they're going to push it even harder. It's gonna be like, Joel's a bad guy. Fuck his memory. That guy was a killer the whole time. He doesn't deserve to be looked at with any amount of respect or whatever. They did mention the guitar. I forgot to mention that. He's like, hey, I found some Boyardee, and trying to cheer her up, and she's not feeling it. And then he's like, I saw a guitar. I'll teach you how to play the guitar. So I was like, I wonder if they were going to do it. Like, can Pedro play a guitar? Can he sing? Or are they just going to, like, do something else if he can't play a guitar and can't sing? But I think they're going to make him play a guitar and sing in season 2. So, yeah. I don't want to ruin it for y'all if y'all don't know, but like I said, if you do want to know somewhat, then watch our part 2 angry review. And I'm actually curious what you guys think. Do you guys think that they will adapt part 2 without any changes? No changes. Without taking. So they're just this is you guys. I'm not taking any feedback because there were some transphobic, because there were some bigotry against homosexual relationships and stuff. Then I'm not listening to nothing. You know, so that's you think that they're not changing it at all. It seems as if there were some changes here, but they were more like additional context or deeper lore bits that were cut. So I'm curious if we'll get some of that, the deeper lore bits, the cut bits in season 2. We probably are if they're going to split it into 2 seasons. They need material. So it seems to me that my opinion is they will change it. And you say they won't, I say they will, but I don't know if they'll go for the moment with Joel.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to change anything major. I mean, there's like 2 scenes that you can just inject in this thing that makes everything for me significantly more digestible, where Ellie's going on her tirade and she's like, I'm going to do this. You took my future away. And it doesn't even have to be Joel. It could just be anyone in the room that just explains the Fireflies were not the good guys you think they were. They weren't going to cure the world. You were not this ultimate Jesus.
Tell her.
And then she doesn't want to hear it. That's fine. She goes and does everything she wants to do, but at least someone tried.
At least somebody.
I don't think
Abby's
not going to do that.
Well, no, I don't think so. And then Abby's the same way, where she's like, I'm going to go cross the country. I'm going to murder this motherfucker. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And one of the people like, your dad was going to cut the brain out of a child, and the dad, like, you don't see that there's a. And then she can continue to do all the things that she did. But it's like you're playing this, and it's you watching these absolute extreme characters, and not a single grown-up in the room is like, wait a minute, can we tone it down?
But Neil's going to say, well, that's the point, Alex, because by the end, they realize that Abby doesn't want to kill Ellie, and Ellie doesn't want to kill Abby, and they go off, and that's it.
Yeah. It's still not.
But so he says that is addressed. It's like, yeah, they were never told, but they realized it on their own, and they are over their bad past.
You can learn stuff and still have someone told you in the beginning, don't do this.
Yeah, that's, I just would like for them to change up the scene of Joel's death. Of course, Joel can still die, though I think if I was a HBO executive, I'd go, whoa, when? The first 15 minutes? No, or so, or the first 2 episodes. We're gonna keep Joel for a little longer. Maybe Joel dies. If we're breaking this into 2 seasons, Joel dies at the last episode of that first part of the season.
You'd have to.
Motherfucker's gonna drag it.
Then we're making changes. Then we're adding all sorts of shit.
That's HBO executive, but he's like, yes, Joel will die because there's no doubt about it. They're not gonna do. Where Joel's alive the whole fucking time. That's not the point that Neil and these flashbacks.
It's gonna be that's what
Flashbacks,
I'm
yeah.
flashbacks.
You keep
but that's the only thing.
you have to give him a little.
That's
flashback.
how. That's what they're going to do. We still got to do the fucking rocket ship,
Baseball,
in the
best part of that whole
museum,
game.
and it should have been more best parts. Yeah, we're definitely some good parts in the game, but should have been more. Anyways, so yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Long journey, but ultimately satisfying. Ultimately, we will hold this up as the right way to adapt something.
Yes.
But because we're hyper fans of this particular one, because it is 10 out of 10 legendary material, we are, it's tough love. So that's all the criticism.
You listening, Capcom? You big fucking group of idiots. You can hire actual good people to make your content instead of the garbage that we've been getting for 20 fucking years.
Monster Hunter. Well, that one I'll excuse. Because
you were in it.
Because
he was in it.
Yeah, you were in it, Joe. And there's not much story there anyway. Yeah. So. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoy this and you want to see us continue with these series reviews, it would help if you guys joined our Patreon, subscribe here on YouTube, or join us on Twitch where we stream. Just any kind of direct support to form the backbone of the mobile infantry. All right, guys, we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.